I'm here because I am a roaring lion crying out righteousness. Peace, everybody. I'm James David Manning. I am the Lord's servant. And I'm going to be revealing some things from a complaint that was filed by Cassandra Ventura against Sean Combs, also known as Puff Daddy. Now, the language that will be used, as you can see the trigger warning, this document contains highly graphic information of a sexual nature, including sexual assault, or SA as many are given to say. I'm going to come right down Main Street. I'm going to say it just the way it is. And while the rape charges that Cassandra Ventura has leveled against Puff Daddy have not been proven and tried and him found guilty, I want to offer this disclaimer that when I say the rape, that he is a rapist, I mean that he's been accused of raping. It's what I want to say. He's not been found guilty, but through reliable sources and with tons of information, Cassandra Ventura has accused him of rape, of battery, of beating her, of sexual assault, of violence, of blowing up cars, and accused him of making her have sex with sex workers, porn stars, multitudinous, more than one man having sex. Now, with Cassandra, Puff Daddy did that to her. Is this the kind of man that BET wants to give an award to? Is this the kind of man we want our children listening to? Is this the kind of man that Howard University is receiving gifts from? I want to be able to be clear about what I can be clear about here now. And that is this. I'm going to come right down Main Street. For too long, preachers have tried to be politically correct. That is to say, they won't use the words that identify clearly exactly what's been said. And so people who want to believe in people like Puff Daddy, because the word was not graphically expressed, a word like penis or masturbation or rape, though it's alleged. I'm going to come down Main Street. If you are offended, I want to warn you that it's going to be, I'm coming right down, I'm going to say it the way it is. There are words I don't use, and if I had to quote that, I would. But I'm going to come right down Main Street. If you are offended, I'm going to ask you to forgive me. It is not my intent to insult or to offend you or disrespect the ministry itself. But I'm going to say it the way it is. This violence, this vileness, this filth that we call black entertainment and black sports and black celebrities and black awards and black politicians needs to be identified. The covers need to be pulled out and everything that's under the cover needs to be revealed. Having said that, this disclaimer is now the official opening of my statements. I want to ask a question of the trustees of the staid Howard University in Washington, D.C., the past president, Dr. Wayne Frederick, and president as well, Ben Vinson III, and all members, faculty and staff, students, alumni of the prestigious Howard University. Are you, as a group, individually, personally, in agreement with accepting money from gangsters? Are you in agreement in accepting money from wife beaters, from men that beat, kick, punch, and get this, rape women? Howard Vincent, or Wayne Frederick, Ben Vincent, Howard University trustees, are you accepting money from a rapist, a known rapist? Is this the order of what you stand for there at that institution, of a black man who rapes and then has his wife or wife-to-be or girlfriend sexed up by a multitudinous number of men at any one occasion, drugging her, getting her drunk, getting her on drugs, having her addicted to. Do you accept money from people like that? And the answer is yes, because you accepted it from one Puff Daddy, also known as Sean Combs. Now, you may not have known, and I'll give Dr. Wayne Frederick the benefit of the doubt, but I'm not giving him too much, that he may not have known that Puff Daddy is a rapist. And the Lord only knows how many men or women he has raped. Cat Williams, a well-known performer and actor in the black community, says Puff Daddy loves them virgin hoes. He loves to party. That's what Cat Williams said. And Cat said that Puff Daddy tried to get a hold of 50 Cent, taking him shopping and whining and dining him. The 50 Cent realized, what's this all about? Man treating me like I'm his lover. But I want to know if this is a custom or tradition of Howard University. And of course, you took that money, Wayne Frederick. Maybe you didn't know that Puff Daddy was a rapist, but he is. Maybe you didn't know. Let me just show you in a statement that was filed in the Southern District Court by Cassandra Ventura, the woman that was raped by Puff Daddy. Mr. Engineer, will you take us up to page number 2, where it says that, in this page, it says the truth, however, is that Miss Cassandra Ventura was held down by Mr. Combs and endured over a decade of his violent behavior and disturbed demand. Do y'all take money from people like that? Howard University trustees, Howard University graduates. Hey, Kamala Harris, Kamala Harris, aren't you a graduate of Howard University? Do you approve of taking money from rapists, from men that beat women, from men that kick? Hey, Kamala Harris, do you approve of this money taken from this rapist, this madman? Well, let me read some more. From Ms. Ventura, the Dark Times, where she spent trapped by Mr. Combs in a cycle of abuse. Kamala Harris, somebody ought to tell Nikki Haley, somebody ought to tell if Donald Trump, that the vice president of the United States of America, Kamala Harris, that the vice president, a graduate of Howard University, approves of taking money from known rapists, men that abuse women. Somebody ought to tell Nikki Haley, somebody ought to tell Donald Trump, get this message to Donald Trump as quickly as you can, that the vice president of the United States, a graduate, sits and gives approval. Well, let me read more of what Miss Cassandra Ventura said that this rapist, this Puff Daddy, did to her. Number one, he raped Miss Ventura in her own home after she tried to leave him. Number two, often punched, kicked, beat, and stomped. Kamala Harris, Vice President Harris, do y'all take money from people like this? Or y'all just, it doesn't matter how weird, how perverted, how violent, how misogynist, how hate-filled, how evil, how satanic, y'all just want the money. Listen, Vice President Harris, you got to do something, because Donald Trump going to get a hold of this and they're going to use it on the campaign trail that y'all are taking money from Puff Daddy. And Puff Daddy, it says here, he often punched her, beat, kicked, and stomped Miss Ventura, resulting in bruises, burst lips, black eyes, and bleeding. And not only that, but she testified that Puff Daddy blew up a man's car. This is mafiosa. This is Cosa Nostra. This is sure enough, if you will, mafiosa dealing. Blew up a man's car after he learned that he was romantically interested in Miss Ventura. Kamala Harris, President Wayne Frederick, President Ben Vinson, can I tell you about the $1 million gift that y'all took? And I'm going to demand that you give it back. I'm going to ask Donald Trump and Nikki Haley, demand that y'all give that money back. I'm going to ask Donald Trump and Nikki Haley, demand that y'all give that money back to Puff Daddy. Here's what Miss Ventura testified to. Miss Ventura testified that she was forced to engage in sex acts with male sex workers while Puff Daddy was masturbating and filming the encounter. Now, come on, Kamala Harris. Y'all got to get up and you got to condemn Puff Daddy. And then you need to go to Attorney Letitia James, who is the state attorney general, and the district attorney for the city of New York, Alvin Bragg. Kamala Harris, you need to be asking these two attorney generals, why aren't they investigating these charges of rape, of gang rape, of beating, of blowing up cars, of violence? Why are these black attorney generals allowing this black man to rape, to beat, to punch, and kick? And Kamala Harris, Vice President Harris, why aren't you on the horn getting that money up out of the coffers of Howard University and throwing it back in the face of this madman, of this rapist? It also says that he introduced Ms. Ventura to a lifestyle of excessive alcohol, substance abuse, and required her to procure illicit prescriptions to satisfy his own addiction. Vice President Harris, we can't, listen, Donald Trump ain't gonna let this stand. Donald Trump gonna use this on the campaign trail, that talking about Joe Biden, talking about Hunter Biden on drugs, talk about Hunter Biden and his character and his if you will, criminal behavior over the years. And now you got one in your own ranks. You got Kamala Harris, a graduate of Howard University, who takes money from Puff Daddy. And you got Letitia James, who's prosecuting the daylights out of Donald Trump, and Alvin Bragg, who did pass on prosecuting Donald Trump, but they will not go after nor investigate these charges of rape, gang rape, drug use, violence, blowing up cars, etc., beating and punching, and illicit drug use by Puff Daddy against Cassandra Ventura. I want to know why. And every American ought to ask the question, why is it that Puff Daddy can rape and get away with it? That Puff Daddy can do gang violence, beat and kick and stomp women, and Howard University stands there and gives him an award, stands there and blesses him and grins and bears it while they receive that $1 million. I want to know why. And I'm not going to stop asking until I find out why Howard University, why Kamala Harris agrees with, why the trustees and the staff allows this wife beater, this misogynist of the rarest kind, this animal, Puff Daddy, this drug user, this violent person, this masturbator. I said this masturbator, Puff Daddy, to get away. And yet, he's called to the sacred stage of Howard University and treated as an honoree. No! And finally, somebody need to wake up, Letitia. Wake up, Letitia James. Wake up. You blow up like a blowfish when you talk about going after Donald Trump. You blow up like a blowfish, determined to get sitting there in the courtroom, daring him to even look at you, Letitia James. But yet, you let Puff Daddy get away with these statements about rape, beating, kicking, drug use, abuse, and gangster. And you let the beat go on. Well, it's all over with. Kamala Harris, you and Letitia James better get together. Otherwise, you're going to give the presidency to Nikki Haley or to Tribulation Trump. Joe Biden won't have a chance when this truth hits the street. I'm James Everett Manning. I'm the